Forgive the person, but always remember the lesson. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Recovery Classroom. My name is Drew. I am alcoholic. Today, I'm a recovering alcoholic, and I cannot be any more grateful. If you're local to the Huntington, West Virginia area, tonight at 7 o'clock, we have our Friday night crosstalk meeting, 5747 East Pea Ridge Road in Huntington at Pea Ridge United Methodist Church. The quickest hour in recovery starts tonight at 7 o'clock, and I was also told the church, the congregation from that church, from Pea Ridge United Methodist Church, they will be hosting like a cookout there in the parking lot tonight after the meeting, hot dogs, hamburgers, the whole 9 yards, in anticipation of the fireworks display. The fireworks display tonight in the city will kick off at 10 o'clock, so you'll be able to have a great view, have some great food, and just have some great fellowship with some really awesome people. So I encourage you to come on down tonight, beginning at 7 on through the fireworks showing at 10. The most common manifestation of self is, and you might know this, resentments. Matter of fact, resentments are the number one offender. It's the number one thing that defeated us, as the big book says. And whenever we come into recovery and we start working the steps, our step work allows us to reveal those resentments that we may have had all those years. Matter of fact, it may allow us to reveal our part in creating that resentment that we were holding. We may discover someone who wronged us, who harmed us, who hurt us, and likewise, we may have uncovered and discovered what our part was, what we did to prompt that person to hurt us, to harm us. However, there may be those resentments that are uncovered where we didn't do anything wrong. That person was just being a jerk. They sought us out. They were just trying to harm us or to deceive us or to slander us, whatever. We had no part in it at all, regardless of how the resentment came about. Whether we had a part in it or not, we want to let go of that resentment. We do not want to carry that resentment around, because if we don't let go of that resentment, well, that puts us at risk at moving backwards in our recovery rather than moving forward. Again, regardless of how the resentment came about, we want to let go of it. We want to make things right. We want to ask for forgiveness, especially if we had a part in it. And we also want to be forgiving. We want to forgive people. But just because we forgive them doesn't necessarily and always mean we have to forget the lesson that resentment taught us. Now, I know some folks out there may say, well, not forgetting is a way of holding on to resentments. And I understand where they're coming from. It makes sense in my head. But I look at it in a slightly different way. I can forgive somebody if they've harmed me. I hope that I would be forgiven if I've harmed somebody else. I can forgive somebody, but just because I forgive them doesn't mean I have to ignore the lesson that it taught me. And the lessons that the resentment may have taught me, the plus side, if you will, coming out of that resentment, it can allow me to create boundaries and allow me very clear-cut and decisive boundaries that I can begin enforcing in my life. Just because I forgive the person doesn't mean I have to forget the lesson that individual taught me. There's this idea out there that, oh, if someone harmed me and I forgive them, well, now we can be all buddy-buddy again, just like before, right? That's not always necessarily the case. The lesson I learned from that resentment can allow me to create boundaries. It can also remind me of what I don't want to do or need to do next time. It can also remind me of, hey, Drew, you probably don't need to hang around these people because you developed a resentment last time, and I don't want that resentment anymore. Okay, fine. It can remind me of what I do and don't want to do or need to do in the next time that I might be involved in a similar situation. And the other thing I want to point out too is, that whole process of, making amends and trying to let go of that resentment, that can show me people's true colors to allow me to figure out where I need to put those boundaries at. I'll use this as a great analogy, and I think it makes perfect sense. If I walk past the stove and the burner is red hot, and I take my hand and I put it on that burner and it burns the hell out of me, I pull my hand back, I kick the shit out of the stove, and I start cussing the stove, and I'm resentful towards the stove. And then I realize, oh wait, you know what, Mr. Stove, I'm sorry, I was wrong, I shouldn't have put my hand on it, that was my part. The stove says, hey, you're forgiven, it's cool, dude, right? While I no longer hold a resentment, I still remember the fucking lesson. I'm not going to put my hand on that hot burner ever again, right? At the end of the day, we want to make sure we let go of the resentments, but hold on to the lessons that those resentments may have taught us. We want to forgive the person, but always remember the lesson. I'm out of time. Thank you guys for letting me come in and share 5 to 10 minutes of your day with you. This, you guys, absolutely keep me sober, and I could not be any more grateful. We'll be talking again soon, guys. Remember, you can't get drunk if you don't take that first drink.